This is Bob, self-appointed curator of a county property in Georgia, and I'm going to demonstrate a new trail that I've cut as I approach the wooded area. And straight ahead would be the Corduroy Trail going into the main woods. But first, this tree fell and blocked the path. I'm sure the county will have to remove it the next time they mow. Here's the stream. The stream runs not north and south, but east and west. And I have a video where I go down the stream and then turn to the right and go up on the bank and zigzag through. But I've cut another path where I actually stay here on this side of the stream all the way down to the creek. And you'll see these big plants in here. I trimmed them out the day before yesterday. And I'm going to go into the woods right now. This woods is about maybe 60 yards wide up to the county's elevated path. And of course there are spider webs I'm running into down here. And I'm going to make my way through here on the trail that I cut some time ago. So whether there's new growth, I'm sure there's some new growth. And now that path, that direction would take you back up to the elevated mowed area. There's a hole in the ground here, and I'm pretty sure a raccoon lives in there because I put my camera here and caught him one night. And now this was a really thick area. It took a long time to cut this out just to get through here. Now you can see I'm right beside the creek again. And my previous video would take you. Now I have to stop here. Here are deer tracks which indicate they actually jumped. The deer actually jumped from there up to this bank and then made their way through. So as I go along beside the creek on this left side, yesterday 6 of the deer came out of this area and crossed the big path when I was walking. And I'm going to try to keep the camera up high. You can see that there's lots of growth in here. But I've got my clear path going down for quite a ways. And again, the creek is, not the creek, but the stream is right beside me. And then this stream, we're traveling east. This stream will actually go into or dump into the creek. So, I got another spider web. I should occasionally put this up. I got my pruning shears inside of the bag and all kinds of spider webs here. I can see them. Okay, the spiders are having a heyday, and unfortunately I'm ending up getting the brunt of it. Now there's a tree that's really leaning. I think that one will be going down one of these days soon. And this big clearing down here, I went as far as I could and then realized that I had to backtrack because it gets so thick I wasn't able to cut through. So these are some containers that were left here years ago, I suppose, and I just put them all together There's another path that ends in a dead end at the stream. Now this goes out into an open space where you have that kind of a situation. And of course, this area is where the county has these cleanouts for the sewer. So we'll walk down here and make my way down toward the creek this way. Now we could go back in there for a ways, and I've forgotten whether this is another one of those dead ends or whether I can get through here. I've been asleep since then, so I think I forgot. There's a big limb that came down. And there again is the creek bed. It looks like I can make my way through here. Part way. Anyway. But now I have to come back out. Now I could go down this bank and just walk on down through the creek. That's a possibility. But I've shown that on a previous video, so this is that area between the two wooded spots. And I'll just proceed this way on the, but you can see that there's still plenty of tall weeds here. Let me go in here. Again, coming in toward the creek. Okay, that one drops down, and I think I don't want to go that way, or do I? Yeah, I do. Okay. It's been a while since I've been in here, so I'm forgetting some of my directions. Okay, here's a small runoff, and actually this runoff up here connects to the big pipe that goes under the county's area that they cleared. This was one of the most recent areas right down here that I cleared out, but it has been a couple weeks since I've been through here. And again, there's the stream. You sometimes use the word creek when I'm talking about the stream. That's the stream, and then we zigzag through here. There's some of that planed lumber that I didn't carry over to add to the big pile. And we're coming around the corner to the creek. So, if you look down in here, you see another big fallen tree that went across. And they have a rope here. It looks like sometimes the kids, except it hasn't been used lately, but at one time they did. Now that stream will go on south and go all the way down to the main road and to the church we're attending, about 6 miles away. That's looking up north, and so we'll go that way. And this was all grown up, and I cut the trail down to make it walkable, if that's a good word. Coming back down now to the, now this is actually the creek right here. So I'm going to go on down and walk along the creek. Hopefully not going to fall in. Now here, it's all grown up already. I had that cleared out before. Another big fallen tree that's gone across the creek. What happens is when the water rises, it destroys the root system, and that's how the trees can't stand and they end up falling down. Okay, we'll zigzag our way over here up to this point. Okay, this is a massive area that Kathy and I actually went through here right after I had discovered it. She was the second one to come through here. And this is almost like a canopy over the whole thing. Part of that canopy were the vines that climb up the trees and try to crush it out. And up ahead there's a big black object, which is a giant flower pot. It could be used for a stool, I suppose. And this is the way that you go, another trail that I cut coming in here. And this will take us back up on that big path where we previously just mentioned that the pipe runs under it. And the county's built all this as a watershed so that further north, the water's able to come into this broad area on the other side of the rise. Oh, I can see the people were here last night. Okay, now there's the pine forest, and there's the big area. And here they've cut another tree down a little further on. And this tree I had rolled down the hill. I see they've brought it back up last night. And I guess they're going to build more stools or something in there. And ahead you can see where they cut another tree down, actually near a relative's property. I don't know what they're going to do with these. You can see they've been hacking on it. And this is what they're working on again. And this is a new trail that they cut. And what they want to make, I suppose, is a campfire area and a place to sit on trees, but I don't know how they're going to bring those logs in here unless there's a lot of them, and maybe there are. Okay, now we're back into the area that they created. They did bring one more log in, this big one I think, to add to this one. And they got a pile of wood there for burning. They put that stick up. You can see where they cut pine trees down to make it a larger area. And we'll work our way back out of here. There's a little bit of moisture on the branches, but not too much from last night, just a little bit of dew, I guess. There's a 18-wheeler rim and tire from years gone by lying there. I'm going to go down and explore this new... See, they're just cutting these big trees and letting them fall across the path. And that's what they've done on this one. They whacked her off and just letting it lie there. This is a path I've been before. It'll take us back to the creek. And down in here, we're into that area where on the other side of the creek a huge tree fell and took down 5 trees. And they're supposed to come back today and clear that up. They've been saying they're going to come, so whether they do or not, I don't know whether that's going to happen. Oh, here it is. Okay, it's a house straight ahead, a house over there, a house on this side, and looks like they did come and clear a little bit out. They haven't taken care of the big tree stump, but it looks like they did come and clear some of that bank out maybe last night, because that looks a lot cleaner than it did. Very interesting. So they did come yesterday afternoon and did some work in there. Did they? And they hauled a lot of the bigger branches away yesterday. Okay. Now where they put those, I don't know. I might discover where they put them if I keep exploring. So let me go down here and see if I can get over this old dead tree. Ooh. There we go. And grab a hold of a stick. And then I'll walk right into the creek at this point so I can get a better idea what's happening up here. There's the creek running from north to south. Okay, I have to be careful scampering up this way. Okay, I'm up here. Oh, look at that. They scooped it all out. Everything except the... Okay, they hauled a lot of the big ones away. And so far have left that big stump up there. But all of this area from here, from the stairway, all the way down here, they were able to clean off. So they definitely have done work. It's just that they haven't done anything about that. The root and the stump. And it looks like they're just going to leave this tree here and not cut these two down. I thought they would have taken these down since they were damaged by the big tree when it fell, but doesn't appear to be the case. They really have cleared in here, left a lot of wood, big ones in the back there, and some more wood back here if anybody needs wood. Huh. Okay. Very interesting to see this. So they are leaving a whole lot of wood stacked up on there. And I'm going to walk up the trail and see what they did further up. They might have just dumped those big pieces up here rather than take them with them. But they definitely did work in here yesterday. So I had to bring their bobcat in to do that. And that's what they did. They just piled the big stuff up here. Look, they put some in there, some along there. Put it all along here is what they did. And there again I almost fell. There's one of those sewer cleanouts. And there's where they stacked up just a whole lot of that big stuff. I don't know what the county will think of that. I guess they can still get through. Up here is a big drainage ditch that I had filled in with smaller branches, and then they came along and filled more in, and so they can easily drive over it with the bobcat, and I guess they could have with a truck, but they didn't need a truck since they brought all the big stuff and just threw it along this path. That's interesting that they would do it that way. They're getting a lot of money and they don't have to haul it away. There's a piece up there that has a hole in it and it goes all the way through. It was part of that big tree. And here's where they stacked a whole lot of the big ones. A whole lot of them stacked right through there. So that is very interesting to see that. Okay, there's another one of the sewer cleanouts right here. More wood stacked in there near them. I hope they were careful and didn't damage it. Oh. All right, this is Bob, and I'm going to sign off on this one. Again, the creek's over here on my right, and the properties are over here on my left. And it looks like, except for that big stump, they still have to do something with that. I don't know whether they left the bobcat here or not. Okay, Bob signing off on a Friday morning.